Alright everybody, time for a talk about a subject that I actually really like. So it's well known that DC and Marvel are bleeding like stuck pigs on their periods. In fact, if you didn't already know that, congratulations. All your favorite heroes are going to go bankrupt and die. It's inevitable unless people start getting their shit together. Anyway, yes, the Western comic book market has been losing readers and customers for a while now, mainly because there's been a push to simply adapt the books and make movies out of them, meaning less people are willing to actually start their journey into comics, but also because a lot of comic pros and writers push people out of the medium and away from them because they want to be politically motivated jerk-offs, I guess you could probably say with a decent amount of confidence. But also because, as stated, it's simply easier to watch a 2-hour-long movie or a 12-hour series on Netflix than a 20 to 50 year long history for a single character. And especially nowadays, since that character's just starting to go down the toilet, because let's face it, every comic book character is starting to go down the toilet. If that character goes through reboots or deaths or has major impacts on events going on, that only makes the situation way worse. It's intimidating to actually read a comic from DC or Marvel, and the overwhelming sense that the book just doesn't actually matter is prevalent, since you know basically everything is going to be reset to zero. At least if you want mainline stuff. Obviously spin-offs and miniseries are different, since those are made to be self-contained stories, but exceptions don't make the rule. So what has everybody been flocking to instead? Anime and manga.
I love you.
And I only have a few words for this.
Fuck off! Get the fuck out of my fucking house!
Okay, in all honesty, it's cool to see people willing to take a look at the anime and manga industry and appreciate what they find in it. I always love to see artists get recognition for what they put out, especially manga authors, since they tend to tackle the job of making a comic damn near single-handedly. While, the Western comic industry tends to emphasize using teams and not having one dude do everything by himself. Considering how little a manga author can actually make, even after being published, it's nice to see people try to support and appreciate what essentially become passion projects. But that's the key word: appreciation. See, I'm of the belief that not everything that's good needs to become popular, that a larger audience can actually damage something more than help it. The reason I believe this is because I've seen so many overnight sensations attract utter psychopaths. My Hero Academia stands out with this, where supposed fans called the manga author a pedophile for having fan service with female characters. Nigga, it's a shonen manga, what the fuck were you expecting? But that's the problem. People that did not understand the ins and outs of manga jumped into something popular and read. This happens way too many times to count. Essentially, it's just normies and posers leaping in without thinking. They just assume it's the new trend to co-op and turn into cancer. But it's not just overnight successes either. Pokemon fans are losing their shit over that National Dex thing, which I have zero clue about, and just seems way too autistic to try to look into. Persona fans have been on a downward spiral ever since 5 came out. Fuck's sake, Steven Universe fans tried to push people to suicide for drawing characters in a way that pissed them off. And here's a piece of advice for anyone that is a part of any group that I just listed above and thinks that your cartoon or video game needs defenders or sheriffs. It's a fucking game or a show. You're a grown-ass adult. Get the fuck over it when someone calls you a faggot for liking it. Now obviously I'm not saying that you should never promote the thing that you like. That kind of goes against the idea of being a fan. Hell, I've promoted plenty of things that I feel don't get enough attention. What I'm saying is that immediately coming to the conclusion that something becoming popular is good is a really bad way to think. Because you'll have autistic posers who more than likely have pronouns in their Twitter bios sneak in. Then they'll do nothing but bitch, moan, and wish death on the creators for not living up to their imaginary standards. Once again, if you're a Persona or Atlas in general fan, you probably know by now that there's no person that hates Persona more than a fan of it. And to call back to the My Hero thing, people were legit trying to smear the dude that wrote the fucking manga as a pedophile because he drew girls in swimsuits. And these were people that claimed to be fans of My Hero. Or, to be more accurate, they liked all the yaoi fan art of it, because they like seeing preteen boys get fucked up the butt but can't handle a teenage girl in a swimsuit. This kind of behavior is unacceptable. It goes beyond criticism or even just trolling. It's legitimate lunatics latching onto a hobby and ruining it for everyone. Because if you think that retards don't represent the whole, you do not understand how people work. Someone is far more likely to remember an unpleasant experience over a pleasant one. It doesn't matter how many charities your fanbase donated to, or how you guys helped talk someone into going to rehab or some shit like that. The story that gets attention is the one about how your community pushed somebody to kill themselves. Now, this might seem like just disconnected rambling, but I'm trying to illustrate that this shit happens constantly, not just in anime or comics. Remember when Rick and Morty exploded in popularity? It became this thing that everyone joked about or referenced constantly. Then the McDonald's riots happened.
Wait, you guys have no Szechuan sauce? No. I want Szechuan sauce! Where's my Szechuan sauce? I'm Pickle Rick! What beloved Dum Dum! I'm Pickle Rick! Rick! I'm Pickle Rick!
Over fucking chicken nugget sauce. And then being a Rick and Morty fan essentially became the social equivalent to a corporaphiliac. Nobody wanted to joke about it anymore, or talk about how funny the show was. Now instead, people swept it under the rug, which was pretty much justified considering how shit Season 3 was, and how much of a lunatic asshole Dan Harmon is. And before anyone tries to come in and say, well, I still love Rick and Morty, good for you. Yeah, good for you. You're so fucking special. But the point is, this cycle has happened constantly. Star Wars turned into absolute cancer ever since the new trilogy came out. Hell, even before then, when the prequels were released and fans tried to get the Jar Jar actor to kill himself, which I notice is kind of a pattern at this point. But I mean, like, the movies are shit, but Jesus Christ, you people are nuts. And this shit will get into anime if things keep going the way it is. My Hero was the test run. The next time something gets massive, autism and retardation will dig right into it. JoJo miraculously managed to shake off a lot of that crap, but as stated, the exception does not make the rule. Hell, I've started seeing the autistic, overly moralistic cunts try to get into Berserk of all things, where they complain about the prevalence of rape and violence against women in a dark fantasy story that takes place in medieval Europe. Yeah. Also, Miora's a pedophile because Shrike, which nearly pushed me to murder because you fucking protect that witch lolly. Now, am I afraid that manga authors will actually try to cater to the posers that will enforce dumbass changes to their shit? No, not entirely. Unlike Western comics, the manga industry is extremely decentralized. Really, any average schmo in Japan can make a manga and sell a book or two, especially if you focus on harems and isekai. But any bad trend starts off slow, and my problem is less so much with the authors themselves, but with the middlemen. If translators and publishers on the Western side of things decide to start fucking around, they can easily go into bad territory. That's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts, since the translator groups that are purely independent and essentially leak manga online for free do exist, though you aren't supporting the creator that way, unless you buy merchandise, which I recommend you do. It sucks that we have to think about things this way now, because there are plenty of anime and manga that I absolutely love and want people to know about. Your Name was a fantastic film, so good that America decided to rape it with no lube at that. Shape of Voice fucking hurts, but it's a great movie. Ghost in the Shell is my gold standard for any cyberpunk story, period, and I've basically seen every show, film, manga, whatever tied to that at this point.
I love you.
Berserk is my all-time favorite thing ever. Like, it's so good that it ruined 99% of action manga for me. Gurren Lagann's an amazing mecha anime, though that's pretty much a household name in Weeb Town. Monster is a genuinely intelligent crime thriller with a great sense of tension and mystery. There's a lot of great series that do not deserve shitty fans or SJW posers that want to ruin it. So honestly, I would rather the stereotype of the neckbeard weeb stay instead of anime becoming the new thing for companies to whore out. If anime became mainstream, the new age soccer moms and San Francisco hipsters will absolutely kill it. This isn't the 90s anymore, where any controversy will be limited to a 30-second clip on Fox News for 2 days. Twitter mobs and online warriors will make people's lives hell for slighting them, for any reason. That's what happens when you open the floodgates and let in morons. Now, you clearly can't control who likes what, and toxic idiots will be a part of fucking anything, no matter how small the audience for it is. And maybe the brain-dead hordes are just part and parcel of liking anything. There's always the chance that the thing you like will be hoarded out and attract a crowd that just pushes you out entirely. But pretending that it isn't something to seriously consider before you brag about how much more manga is selling than comics is a bad move. Honestly, I'm hoping I'm just being paranoid and this is a complete non-issue, but this pattern happens again and again and again. Something gets popular or a little bit of attention from just the wrong group of people, then it's treated as the butt of the joke and left for dead, regardless of how good the thing itself actually was to begin with. And it never fully repairs after this. It's worrying to me, that's all I can say. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're the true Nippon steel. See ya.